in year 8 when William, he farted during the 1 minute silence and whole class bursted out in laughter. Even Miss Lynch, and she sent him out.
I was in the formal when Sammy dared me to take my shirt off, and I did.
Haley Bolton stacking from Music Centre. Oh, made my year, made mine. Fantastic.
Funniest moment in high school? Staying back at Homer Club with maybe to do homework.
There was a person in my year level, and she was going down the stairs once a few years ago. You know, I was like a couple metres behind her, whatever else. And anyway, out of no reason whatsoever, she just just fell down the stairs. Like she was on her feet, but she just went, you know, she dropped it, and then like, yeah, she lost her balance. It was like, ah. So it was all good.
In the house performances, when the boys were doing the dance, I know maybe I shouldn't have laughed, but I did. When I think his name was Abu did a backflip and it went wrong, and Miss Bailey was, you know, right next to me, and she had this face like, okay, like was that supposed to happen?
I'll tell you, Jack. Hey Fong, hey Fong.
What?
Can I ask you something?
What?
Why did the girl fall off her swing?
Why?
Cause she had no arms.
The collection of Haley's stacks. I mean, she's fallen over so many times, but each time just gets funnier and funnier. So if you could just get like a montage of Haley falling over, that would sum it up pretty much.
When Stefan dacked me in front of like literally the entire school.
House performance, the backflip. You remember it?
When Dat Doe tried to show us a sit-up called a Roman sit-up. Basically, he laid on top of the table and tucked his feet underneath another table, and as he was, you know, going back to, you know, presume, you know, do a sit in a sit-up position, he fell off the table. The table that he was sitting on fell on top of him, and the other table fell on top of that one. So yeah, very funny moment.
I'm seeing Tim rip his pants while playing shuttlecock this year.
Bangs.
There was this one time in year 9 when, you know Mandora? She was spitting out her gum and then it flew into Mr. Leon's hair. Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, I guess when I went to the boys' toilet and back in year 8 or 7 I think, I had long hair and people thought I was a girl, so they were just crowding around me. It's like, what's this girl doing here?
It's probably muck-up day. I don't know which year it was, maybe the year before, but there was this guy in a pumpkin suit and I didn't really notice him, but by the time I turned around to check what he was doing, he ran into a wall and he rebounded off the wall, which is really funny.
Funny things have happened to me. Like, I fall over a lot. Kirsty Miller, she pushed me down the stairs. I hit my head. I could have died. I didn't.
There's this one time where David threw a leaf and Andres was Slurpee, and then that was like the angriest I've ever seen Andres. Even though you could pretty much like just take the leaf out. He got all mad and like threw it on the ground and started chasing David.
Oh, there was a time when I gave Philip Nedanovsky a piggyback, and then I like fell over after I took a step, and then I bleeded my knee. Oh wait, no, there's a time when I was sliding down the stairs with no hands. Wait, it's like the pole of the stairs with no hands, and then I fell and I got this massive bruise on my leg, and it was like a dent. Yeah. Oh wait, and there's a time where Anthony pushed me over a brick wall, and I hurt my head.
All the times Haley's fallen over. Probably in year 10 with Mr. T. So we were talking about World War something, and he was trying to prove to us that he could crack a nut. So he went outside to one of the trees and he got a nut, and he cracked it with the palm of his hand, just here, and banged it on the table, and turns out he couldn't crack it. And I think his hand was like bruised for the whole week.
The year 11 camp when we were all sitting around the campfire and Haley broke the chair while we were sitting there, and then her jumper got all wet.
When Miss Petrides went to go take me home and I forgot my house key, so I was pretty useless.
Year 11 camp when everyone had to wait for me at the BP station. Come on.
When me and Lisa Doe were doing that psychology experiment, and we had our snail and we were testing whether it's like stuck on or like the different surfaces and stuff, and then we decided to put it on a sink, and then it fell down the sink, and we tried to rescue it with a ruler, and we ended up breaking its shell and killing it.
Besides Kian's numerous photos that I've been talking about on Facebook and his rapping on Facebook, I'd say meeting someone in Year 7. I met Kevin Huynh. I'm not sure if you know him from, but yeah, he was a really funny guy. Had a lot of memories, so yeah, that's probably my first memory, just meeting him.
When Dad was trying to prove that his bottle was airtight, and by proving that he squeezed it as hard as he could, and it broke all over everyone's work, and he got kicked out of class. But my book was ruined, but I was laughing too much to care.
During one of my history classes, Mr. Markwick said that we could have a voiceover of a princess, and Jaden just suddenly yelled out, "Yay!"
When Ashmelash broke his wrist and I was just laughing at him because I didn't think he was really injured. He was just rolling around on the grass, and yeah, I just laughed at him because I didn't know he broke his wrist. And so he was like, "Oh, it hurts." So I'm like, okay, whatever.
I think I spat a chewing gum pole down. I always remember that.
When Ryan broke his leg, when me and my friends played the 5 game, that was good. We made Johnny take off his shirt in front of the 8 girls.
Just last week, although when you're watching this it wouldn't be last week, but for me, for this Tim, it was last week when I was playing the Vietnamese kicking game Da Gao, and I split my pants in half.
We have to cry. When we play this game, I don't know, it's called 5 game, but then the dare to Johnny was to take off his shirt and do push-ups in front of Year 7 girls.